Yo. Is that Angel? What the fuck is that?
From the TikTok account, Haunted TikToker, come two chilling encounters. One took place in a flat on an ordinary night, the other in the Appalachian Mountains, where locals follow the rule: if you hear it, no you don't. In the first case, the quiet of night shifted into dread.
The dogs are ready for bed. It's just a peaceful night here. Get ready to go to bed myself. What the f*** is that? What? Oh, God!
It's outside. What the fuck? Too scared to open my door.
Come here. Come here. Come here. Hey, come here. Come here. I told you. Come here.
The reason I had to move out of my flat. I was home alone.
Gabe, it's your mom. You should come out. You've been in there for so long. Gabe, come out. Gabe, it's your mother. You should come out.
Then what's your name then?
Something waited outside the door, persistent enough to drive the uploader from their home. The second story describes footsteps on a porch that lasted for hours. Two possibilities remain: a wild animal whose behavior defies expectation, or a human deception designed to mimic something worse. Yet the strange interference, the distorted growl, and the corroboration from a second witness suggest a phenomenon harder to explain. The Appalachian "no you don't" rules exist for a reason, and in this case, obedience may have been the only protection. What would you do if it happened outside your door? Investigate or obey the rule and never look.
Where I live in the Appalachian Mountains, we have the no you don't rules, and last night those rules saved my life. The rules are: if you hear something, no you don't. If you see something, no you don't. And if something calls your name, no it didn't, and leave quickly without running. Last night something was on my porch walking with soft but thudding footsteps. I closed my curtains as tight as I could and locked my bedroom door. The footsteps never went away. I was awake until almost 3 a.m. and I could still hear them. But never once did I look out my window or leave my room. I could tell the longer it went on, the angrier it got. It would move faster and more frequently, and I heard a distorted growl that sounded like a drill stripping a screw. I could have shrugged it off as a wild animal, but I knew better. And what happens next told me it was not just some animal. I was on a phone call with my friend to make it think I wasn't alone. But then the call kept dropping, and my friend told me that he kept hearing static through the phone. I then tried to call my next-door neighbor, who I am also friends with. She never picked up, but every time the phone rang I could hear the static my friend was talking about. I ended up falling asleep sometime around 3 a.m. When I woke up it was broad daylight, and the footsteps were gone. When talking to my neighbor on Discord, she told me she was outside around the same time, and told me she saw something that looked like a weird wolf. So I know I wasn't imagining things last night.
Hold on a sec. If you're enjoying this so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let's continue. This clip comes from the YouTube channel Brent Hikes, a solo hiking channel that follows one man's travels along the Appalachian Trail. On November 6, 2024, Brent records a stretch of backcountry that should have been routine.
So we'll have to subtract a star for that.
Undoubtedly, because it's ridiculous. I mean, what is the door supposed to keep you private? I don't know. Kind of the same concept at Whitley Gap. It is spacious. There's lots of room, so that'll give it a star. Very well ventilated. There's absolutely no odor whatsoever, and there's plenty of light. Let's give it a try. Not exactly sure what I'm gonna do. I know I'm not gonna stay here. I'm gonna kind of keep going and heading towards Blue Mountain. I may stay at the old, I think it's called the Rocky Mountain campsite, which is before the Blue Mountain shelter. I don't know. I'm not even sure how far that is from here. Oh, look what I just found. That's the best source I've seen since I left Neil Gap. I'm gonna fill up and I'm gonna...
Water refill, a stealth campsite, and more miles toward Blue Mountain. What he captures instead unsettles him and changes the tone of the day. After finding a rare, clean water source, Brent pushes on and spots a makeshift campsite just off the trail. A freshly dug den beneath the rocks makes him uneasy, but that's only the start.
Hey, talk about creepy. I was just down at that stealth site there checking it out, talking about it, and I heard and saw a hiker coming down the trail. And I thought I'd stay at the campsite and wait for the hiker to pass. And the hiker never passed, and there's nobody here, and it's freaking me out right now. I've got chills up and down my spine. And I saw a person with a pack on, wearing hiking clothes. There's no way they passed me. Yeah, this is weird. I'm getting out of this spot. I'm telling you, that's yeah, if the animal den wasn't enough, yeah, this is the spot where I thought I saw somebody. You know, honestly, that's the second time today that's happened. And the first time is when I was sawing that log, and I looked over and I was like, oh, someone's coming up the trail. The log will be sawed for them when they get here, and there was never anybody there. And I think I might have just saw a leaf. I don't know.
While standing near the site, he sees movement down the path. The silhouette of a person with a pack, walking in his direction. He waits for the hiker to pass, but no one appears. Earlier that day, he had the same experience. The sound and the shape of someone approaching, then nothing. Twice within hours, he witnessed what looked like other hikers vanish into empty trail. With battery power running low, and the sense of being watched growing, he leaves the spot and keeps moving, abandoning the stealth site and the unanswered sightings behind. It could have been shadows, leaves, or another hiker turning off the trail. But twice in one day, with the same vanishing figure, makes coincidence harder to accept. Something about that stretch of trail seemed intent on imitating a human presence. What did Brent really see on that trail? A misread shadow, another hiker slipping away, or something that only looks human at the edge of the woods? If you were alone on a remote path and thought someone was coming toward you, would you wait, follow, or leave immediately? The next chilling video comes from Dustin Frazier, also known as Funky Ginger Films, a YouTuber who documents eerie Appalachian horror and paranormal sites. On March 27, 2025, he and a small group ventured into Elk Mount, a historic but long-abandoned mountain settlement scattered with empty cabins.
Okay, hello guys. So, we are here at Elkmont. So, it's cold, but we decided to come up here. We haven't been in... Fuck, why is the light going off? We are going in the first house. Oh, Justin's here. He's cold. So, let's go. Yeah. But, so they started like restoring these houses here. Yeah, they've been working on them for quite a while. But like, look at the different, just, I don't know, just how they built like.
She's in the ditch. Look at the arc he did.
Like, I don't know. I always like this one because of the fireplace. I don't remember that one. Bad.
I think this is like part of the newer stuff because this looks like it's they stained.
Yeah.
It's not original.
Huh.
Yeah, these are the original. You can see the original boards under these. They're like stained and they're literally just screwed in over the original board.
Something about that.
There could be a black bear on the other side of it, yeah. There is something about that.
Yeah, I didn't take into account about like wildlife and stuff. Jeez, fuck!
Sorry, Queen.
I thought you were behind me. I thought you were over here.
You don't see my light.
I don't know. I have 2 lights pointed at my face right now. God, that scared the fuck out of me.
It's like dead bugs from it.
Yeah. Okay, let's go on to like maybe the second house. Oh, here's this. This is the bathroom I was talking about.
I'm scared we're gonna break this.
Oh god. There ain't no lights. Because it is cold.
Yeah, I can't feel my fingers, Kara.
Now she fucking works. Okay. Maybe she's just cold. I'm cold. Ooh, a closet.
Is there anything in there?
No. Okay. That's not a toilet.
The evening began cold as the team entered the first structures. They observed restoration work mixed with original decay, worn boards, fireplaces, and collapsed corners. Jokes about the possibility of black bears cut through the tension, while flashlights flickered and batteries drained quickly in the frigid air. As they moved deeper, the cabins grew more unsettling.
And as you can see, she's fucking spooky. Also, I found out why my flashlight wasn't working. I needed new batteries. So, I haven't used it that much though. Whoop. No pets allowed. I can't come in, I'm a bitch. Look at the architecture. What the fuck was that? Do we need to leave? Okay, go. Don't run, just... Go. Go. What the fuck is that? What the fuck? Fucking run! What the fuck? Go, go, go,
go. Within the third structure, the mood changed sharply. Strange noises erupted from the darkness, echoing through empty rooms. Lights faltered again, and then a loud, unidentified sound tore through the silence. Panic surged. The group bolted from the cabin, their hurried footsteps and shouts caught on camera as they scrambled into the woods. Outside, they regrouped, shaken and uncertain about what had just happened. The night left them convinced that Elk Mount, while historic, holds something far more unnerving than its weathered walls. The events could be explained by natural causes: old timbers shifting, wildlife hidden inside, or batteries drained by cold. Yet the timing of the noises, combined with repeated equipment failure, raises the question of whether something less ordinary was at play. Was it collapsing wood, a bear hidden nearby, or something tied to Elk Mount's haunted reputation? And if you were standing in that third cabin when the sound erupted, would you stay to investigate? or run into the dark the way they did. It knows her name. This clip comes from TikTok creator Morgan Lambert. You may recall her from my first Appalachian video. Sorry to repeat, but it gives context. Morgan and her husband were recording on her family's farm, a shoot she described as extremely exciting. The session required filming after dark, and of course strange things happen in the woods at night that whistle.
Okay, so here's scene 7.
Okay.
It looks okay, but I am thinking we're gonna have to redo scene 7. Be okay?
Yeah, I
I don't think we planned on redoing scene 7, did we?
No, I think it's fine. I think it's that was the last one, right?
Yeah, it's getting a little cold. We should.
Okay, let's back up. I'm gonna keep recording with this just for some extra behind the scenes, if that's cool.
Yeah.
I'll try and get this in there the fastest that I can.
Yeah, it's really chilly. I think we should.
Try and hurry,
Yeah, I think we should.
Will that get in there? Okay, what's your legs? What's your arms in? Okay.
Ready to go?
Yep.
The identical sound Morgan has heard at home. Morgan claims a mimic has followed her for years, and it reportedly appears the same way each time, either a voice saying hey or that exact whistle. If she had not been filming that night, this would never have been captured. What makes the clip more unsettling is how near the second whistle seems. It sounds like whatever made the noise is right beside them. Immediately after the first whistle, they sweep their flashlight to the tree line. Nothing obvious appears, but if you look closely when her husband directs the beam, 2 faint reflections become visible in the dark. To me, it looks like a pair of eyes. Possibly an animal watching still and waiting. Or perhaps it's simply glare from their vehicle, which can create a similar shine. But here's what is clear. They did the sensible thing and left immediately. Because if something strange calls from the Appalachian woods and it sounds distant, it may actually be right behind you. So was that sound merely unsettling? Ambient noise, an audio layer added later. Or maybe her husband whistling off camera. We may never know for certain. But what's your take on this? The next unsettling clip comes from Chrissa Tony, a channel focused on long-distance hiking, outdoor adventures, and exploring the natural world. On this journey, the team continues along the Appalachian Trail, documenting the rugged beauty of Franconia Ridge while confronting the unpredictability of the wilderness. It is July 16, 2025, at the Liberty Springs tent site in New Hampshire. The hikers have pitched their tents among alpine terrain beneath the peaks of Liberty, Flume, and Lafayette. As evening falls, the camp appears calm, the forest around them quiet.
It does really. Just the vestibule.
Oh my god, dude. I just got attacked by a bear out here. Oh my god, dude. It's got a claw mark in it. Holy. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Good morning.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, it's up here too.
Yeah, so this is the Liberty Springs tent site. And I don't know, around 3 a.m. bear came through and was rattling the privy, and evidently it was the caretaker's cooking area. Went away and came back again, and caretaker scared it away from his area. And then a few minutes later, I heard it up on the platform, and it was like seconds. It just like pounced on Metro's tent. And so we all started screaming bear, and then the whole campsite woke up, and it was running around for a while. We chased it away with some big rocks, and now everybody's awake. So there's no food in the tent, no wrappers in the tent, there's no nothing. We're clean.
But around 3 a.m., that silence breaks. A bear moves into the campsite, rattling near the privy and the caretaker's cooking area. Though driven off, it quickly returns. Within seconds, it charges onto one of the hikers' tents while he is still inside. The group shouts and throws rocks until the animal finally retreats. Before leaving, the bear drags a metal bear box and tears deep claw marks across the tent fabric. By morning, the aftermath is clear. One tent badly damaged, the bear box overturned, and a campsite full of shaken but uninjured hikers. Metro, the camper inside the tent, escapes without harm, and the group continues north toward Garfield Ridge. Grateful to be safe, yet reminded of how thin the line is between calm and chaos in the wilderness. Encounters like this highlight both the unpredictability of wildlife and the importance of strict campsite protocols. Even with no food or wrappers inside the tent, a curious or hungry bear can still pose a real threat. What's most chilling is how fast the attack unfolded, mere seconds from silence to chaos. If the group hadn't reacted in time, would this story have ended differently? The next clip comes from Paranormal Discovery, a channel devoted to exploring haunted sites, documenting alleged paranormal activity, and investigating cryptid reports in remote, unsettling places. Their teams frequently enter abandoned structures, dense forests, and mountain ranges, locations where folklore and unexplained events overlap. It is June 24th, 2025, when the crew travels into the Appalachian Mountains to examine an abandoned campsite and the surrounding woods, an area long linked to strange sightings and eerie incidents. As they approach the derelict cabins and undergrowth, the mood grows tense.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go check out down there since I saw something.
Yeah, definitely, because there's like a thing down there. Like, we all saw that.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah.
We saw the eyes, the man.
Yeah.
Like, what are we seeing exactly?
I honestly don't know, but whatever it is down there.
Right?
So, yeah, good luck with that.
Good luck. Yeah, I'm not going empty-handed out here.
Good choice, good choice.
Okay. Yeah, let's reconvene maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right.
Perfect, man.
See y'all in a bit.
Good luck. How you feeling?
I'm feeling nervous. First off, it's been a while since we've actually been like investigating together.
That's true. I've been away for work quite a bit, so.
Yeah, so it's been quite a bit, but it's not really gonna be any different than anything else. I'm just kind of worried that there's something here, like a Bigfoot that's maybe watching us. I feel it, but also like seeing that figure, all of us.
Yeah.
It's just like, now I feel like there's something more than just Sasquatch.
You've also been like really off tonight. Like I've noticed that like you've just kind of been like just off. Like I look at you and you're just like in your own world, but you don't seem yourself.
Really?
Yeah, you just seem off tonight.
It's because like I honestly feel like someone's behind me, like walking still, even after cutting the cord. It was odd. Flashlight. All right.
Oh man, eh?
Yeah, it's creepy. Look at these cabins, man.
Whoa, it's crazy. Where do you want to start?
Let's see if we can get into one.
Okay.
They look like they're open. This one at least looks open.
Yeah, there's like no walls.
Hello? Do it?
Yeah, I do. I feel like we're being watched though.
Yeah. I feel like there's a Blair Witch chick in there, just being all sketchy and shit.
Okay, okay. Get in there.
Get in there, she's really spooked. Okay, I'll go first.
Yeah, yeah.
She's in here. Being all sketchy.
One member volunteers to check a lower area where red eyes were reportedly seen. For a short time, the group splits up, and the sensation of being followed intensifies. Inside the cabins, shadows appear to move in unnatural ways. An investigator reports feeling 2 distinct taps on the shoulder from no visible source.
Something crawling?
Something crawling.
Who's there? Like in the path or like where?
It was on the path and it went into the bush. They were crawling. Like you could see, like it wasn't like an animal that had like, it wasn't like an animal that was like going on 4 legs. Like you can literally see like the feet and like pulling, like an actual crawl. That's the second time tonight.
What the? This is really weird.
I didn't expect this from this location.
Like we haven't even explored like the rest of it.
I know. There's so much we haven't like covered.
What is it? If there is something here, then like, how far was it? Was it all the way up there?
It was like, it was like point the light. It was maybe about like 20 feet in front of us. So it wasn't that far up. I can show you. Right where that like little bush is.
The light-colored green bush?
Yeah. That's where it crawled into. But like, why are they showing crawling? Like, what does that mean?
Crawling. So, when to go, skinwalker, but the origins of a skinwalker are way too south. I mean, spiritually they can be here, but it doesn't make sense. More like a Wendigo. What's that smell?
Oh my god, the camera just got super blurry too.
Something smells like fire.
Yeah, I smell that.
Like burning something, but I don't know where that's coming from.
And it wouldn't be our campfire because it's so far and it's like almost out at this point.
Yeah.
Later on the trail, the team witnesses a small figure crawling across the path in a disturbingly human-like manner before it disappears into the brush. Whistling noises echo nearby without an identifiable origin, and a faint smell like burning appears out of nowhere while the camera intermittently blurs. Moments of panic follow. A desperate scream cuts through the night, though none of the team admits to making it. Heavy footsteps draw closer from the dark with no one in sight.
It's walking.
Focus.
What did you hear? What did you hear?
I don't know.
There's walking in there, like something snapping.
Yo.
Was that Angelo?
That was Angelo. He just yelled help.
Oh my god, again!
Yeah, we gotta go. Coming?
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Angelo, are you okay?
What the fuck is going on? Dude, we heard you scream. Like loud, man. You good?
Yeah.
Bro, you literally screamed.
No, I didn't say anything.
What?
I was about to...
Chills, what the fuck?
What are you guys talking about?
Bro, we heard you scream. Like, we could have sworn it was you, bro. Like, I'm not even joking.
I didn't scream. I literally didn't do a single thing. You heard me?
What the f, Chels?
Yeah, like it sounded like something. Oh, it sounded like something fell.
Yeah.
And then all we heard was footsteps, and then it sounded like you saying help.
Dude, we literally heard your voice.
That wasn't me.
Help!
I swear I didn't say a single thing. Huh. Okay, so you guys are saying you
There's no
heard
way.
me scream.
Yeah.
I literally didn't. I just got back to the campsite. Like, I didn't do anything. I heard some weird shit down there, but I didn't scream help.
Okay, let me get this straight. We hear... This is so messed up. We hear...
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Was it a howl?
You guys heard a howl earlier too, right?
Yeah.
We heard a whistle, like someone, like a person whistling behind a building.
Then a voice calls for help, an exact match to one of the investigators. When that person insists he never screamed, alarm spreads through the group. Cameras struggle to focus as the forest falls oddly silent, punctuated only by rustling and whistling that seems to circle them. By night's end, the investigators are shaken and confused. They debate whether what they encountered was a cryptid, a spirit, or something more malevolent. The experience leaves them with more questions than answers. The Appalachian woods for this team felt aware, responsive, and unnervingly imitative. It was a night that blurred the line between folklore and reality, and one they say they will not forget. The mimicry of voices and movements is the most disturbing detail, suggesting something more intelligent than an animal. If it could sound exactly like one of them, what else might it be capable of? That's all for tonight's video. Which encounter gave you chills? Let us know in the comments below. Got your own experience? We want to hear it. And whatever you do, don't miss what's coming next.